Oliver had been halfway through his third cup of coffee when the doorbell rang. It was 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and he was deep into debugging code that had consumed the last 18 hours of his life. The sound made him jump, spilling lukewarm coffee across his keyboard. "Perfect," he muttered, grabbing a towel. The doorbell rang again, more insistent this time. Oliver shuffled to the door in his worn pajamas and opened it, fully expecting to tell off whatever drunk college student had the wrong apartment. Instead, he found himself staring at the most striking woman he had ever seen. She stood nearly 7 feet tall, with skin that shimmered like polished obsidian under starlight. Her eyes were an impossible shade of violet, containing depths that seemed to hold entire galaxies. She wore armor that looked both ancient and impossibly advanced, adorned with symbols that hurt to look at directly. 2 elegant horns curved back from her temples, and her silver hair flowed like liquid mercury. "Oliver Chen?" Her voice resonated with harmonics that shouldn't have been possible from a human throat. Yes?" Oliver's brain struggled to process what he was seeing. "I am Commander Anna of the Valkyrian Imperium, elite guard of the 17 galaxies." She bowed with military precision. "I have traveled 40,000 light-years to find you." Oliver blinked, then blinked again. "Is this a prank? Did Marcus put you up to this?" Anna's expression remained deadly serious. "I assure you, human, this is no jest. May I enter? What I must discuss cannot be overheard." Something in her tone made Oliver step aside. Anna ducked through the doorway, her armor making soft, crystalline sounds as she moved. She surveyed his small apartment with the efficiency of a trained warrior, her hand never straying far from the weapon at her hip. "Nice place," she said, though her tone suggested she'd seen better. "Thanks, I guess." Oliver closed the door. "So, Commander Anna of the—" "What was it?" "Valkyrian Imperium. We are the oldest warrior civilization in the known universe. For 10 million years we have defended the cosmic order against the forces of entropy and chaos." She turned to face him fully. "And now we need you." Oliver laughed nervously. "I think you've got the wrong guy. I'm a software engineer. I write code for banking apps. The most dangerous thing I do is eat gas station sushi." "You are exactly who we need," Anna insisted. She produced a device from her armor that projected a holographic display between them. 3 months ago, our greatest scientists detected an anomaly spreading through the digital networks of our civilization. A virus, but unlike any we had encountered. It corrupts not just data, but consciousness itself. Billions have already fallen into chaos. The hologram showed images of crystalline cities crumbling, ships falling from the sky, beings writhing in apparent madness. "That's terrible, but what does this have to do with me?" Anna's violet eyes fixed on him with unsettling intensity. "The virus was created by the Devourer of Worlds, an entity from beyond conventional spacetime. It has destroyed 17 advanced civilizations before ours. We analyzed its structure and discovered something impossible." She manipulated the hologram, revealing complex patterns of code. "The only defense ever created against it exists in your universe." "On your planet." "In your mind." "In my mind. 6 months ago, you created an error correction algorithm for detecting corrupted banking transactions. You called it Sentinel." Anna pulled up more data. "You thought it was simple code. But the mathematical principles underlying it are identical to the cosmic defensive patterns used by the ancients. A race that existed before time itself had meaning. Somehow impossibly, you recreated their work." Oliver stared at the hologram. That algorithm had come to him in a dream after a particularly bad bout of food poisoning. He'd thought himself clever. That's insane." "The universe is far stranger than your species imagines," Anna said softly. "Humanity is young, Oliver. You have barely left your homeworld, but sometimes youth brings clarity that age has forgotten. You saw a pattern that we, with all our technology and wisdom, could not. So you want my code? We need more than code. We need you to teach us how you think. The algorithm alone isn't enough. We must understand the intuitive leaps that led you to it. Our greatest minds have studied your work for weeks and cannot grasp the logical pathways you followed." There was no condescension in her voice, only honest admiration. "You humans have something we lost long ago, the ability to make creative connections that pure logic cannot achieve." Oliver sat down heavily on his couch. "This is a lot to process." Anna knelt before him, her imposing presence somehow becoming gentle. "I understand. You were ready to spend the night fixing minor bugs, and now the fate of billions rests on your shoulders. It is unfair. It is overwhelming. But it is also the truth. What if I say no? Then I return to my people and we face extinction with honor. Anna's hand reached out, stopping just short of touching his. But I have studied your species during my journey here. You are young, yes, impulsive, often foolish. But when the universe calls upon you, humans have a remarkable tendency to answer. You call it courage. We call it magnificent insanity. Oliver looked at her hand, then at his coffee-stained keyboard, then at the hologram still displaying the spreading chaos. He thought about his student loans, his mundane job, his carefully planned career trajectory. Then he thought about billions of beings he'd never met facing destruction. If I help you, do I have to go into space? For the first time, Anna smiled. It transformed her fierce features into something warm and hopeful. We have a ship waiting in orbit. It has artificial gravity, unlimited food synthesizers, and the fastest quantum internet in 17 galaxies. Better than my current setup, Oliver admitted. He stood up. I need to pack a bag. You have 10 minutes. As Oliver rushed to his bedroom, throwing random clothes into a backpack, he heard Anna speak quietly behind him. Thank you, Oliver Chen. You may not believe it yet, but you are about to save the universe. Very human of you. Oliver paused, looking back at the alien warrior woman standing in his living room. So what happens after we stop this virus? Anna's smile widened. Then you can return home, or... She gestured to the stars beyond his window. You can see what else the universe has in store for humanity. Your species is about to become very interesting to a lot of civilizations. Oliver zipped up his bag. Let's start with saving your people. We'll figure out the rest later. As they left his apartment, walking toward the impossible future waiting above, Oliver couldn't help but think that debugging banking code had prepared him for this in the strangest way possible. After all, the universe was just a much bigger system waiting to be debugged. And humanity, it seemed, had just been called in for tech support. The end.